Welcome to the testing world. So till the previous session, we have created a basic structure of our framework, and now we are ready to write test cases. So if we understand the BDD structure, I'm just taking you on MS Paint and what will be the structure. So first of all, we are going to write our BDD test case here in a file like test case 1, test case 2, test case 3, and these are the test cases which are written in the Gherkin language. We have already covered Gherkin language, that is a English kind of language. So these are the BDD test cases. I'll say simple English language test cases that we are writing it. So that we are going to create a feature file. The extension of the file is feature, and in feature file we will write all the test cases. Here we enter the test cases like user enter uname, user enter password. So these are the steps we are going to write in test cases. But when this test case will execute, when this English language test case will execute, behind the scene, some code should execute which will perform the same task on the browser. Means if I enter username, and when this code will execute, when this line will execute, behind the scene, my Selenium code will execute, which will enter username on the browser. So point over here is, in case of the BDD, first we are going to write the test case in this feature file that will be a simple English kind of language. Whatever the behavior or the test case we want to write, we will write it over here. When these English language test case will execute, behind the scene, we will have to write steps here. So what do you mean by the steps? Steps means here one step is executing user enter username. So we'll have to write code for this line. Code for this line means when here it is written user enter username, we'll have to write a Selenium code which will open the browser and enter username in that. Now, second step you have mentioned user enter password. So behind the scene, when this line will execute, we'll have to write the Selenium code for password. So point over here is whatever the line is executing in the feature file, for each of the line we have to write code in Selenium. So when we execute this file, for each of the line, behind the scene code will execute and perform the task. Now we will have to follow the structure like, first we'll have to create this feature file. All the test cases will be written in the Gherkin language. We have already covered that Gherkin language. For each of the step, we have to write a code behind the scene in Selenium with Java, and we'll have to make a mapping between them. Mapping means we'll have to make a relationship like when this line is executing, behind the scene call this code. When this line is executing, call this line of code. So we'll have to make a mapping between feature file. Feature file means the file in which BDD test case are written, or I'll say test case in the English language are written, and steps file. Steps file means actual Selenium code will be written in this steps file. That will be the architecture we need to follow. So first of all, we are going to work on this. First of all, we'll write the feature file. Then we will find out how we can make the mapping between the feature file and the backend file. And then we are going to write the backend file for the test cases. So these are the three steps that we need to perform in this order. Also, we need to create a file, Qux test.java. Here we will define, like I'm going to execute the project with the Cucumber, and also we will define the reporting option. So I'll create this file as well. So architecture would be create the feature file, create run Qux file, create mapping, and then code. So feature file, and if I make it correct, so we need to create one more file over here with the name run Qux test.java. Here in this file we will mention reporting option, and we are going to mention like I'm going to execute this complete framework by using Cucumber. So that will be the second step we need to do. Third step, we need to set the mapping, and fourth step, we need to write the code for each of the line, for each of the step. Now, I'm coming to the first step where we need to create a feature file. Moving to Eclipse, and I'm going to create feature file, and that feature file need to be created in this source folder, src test resources. So I'm going here and creating a package. I'm going to the source folder, src test resources, creating a package like org.testingword.automation. We can create any package. I'm just taking my name over here, and test cases. Enter. Here you will notice a package is created. Inside this, we need to create feature file. Means right click on this, new file. File, whatever the name you want to give, I'm giving like test login test cases. Dot. Extension must always be feature because we are going to write our Gherkin language test cases in this file. So I have just mentioned feature. It's going to create a file over here. Just waiting for the file to be created. So file is created, and if you notice, like we are getting the symbol over here. It's a cucumber symbol. Why we are getting? Because we have installed natural plugin. That plugin we have installed previously. If you are not having natural plugin, it will simply reflect as a file. There is no difference if you do not install the natural plugin. Still we are going to execute our test cases. So that's not going to make any difference in the test cases. Now, how to write test cases in Gherkin language? We have to write Gherkin language test cases over here. That we have already seen in the previous session, how we can, what are the different keywords in the Gherkin language. So we need to use same keywords. So first of all, we have a keyword like feature, which feature you want to test. So I'm saying Facebook login functionality. Now, first scenario means first test case. So scenario and login with valid credentials. Now I'm going to write test cases. So as you're aware about these steps, like we are very much clear, these keywords given user is on login page when. So now I'm writing steps of the test case. Given means starting point of the test case. When means all the steps that you want to perform. So user enters username, and multiple steps I'm writing. User enters password, and user clicks on sign in button. Then user logged in successfully. So I'm validating it should be logged in. So one test case, a small test case is ready in the form of in Gherkin language. If you want to create multiple test cases, like I want to create two test cases, one for the positive and one for the negative, I'm coming here, login with invalid credentials. And that's a second test case. User is on the login page, user enter incorrect username and a password, click on the sign in button, then user should not be logged in. So here I have written two test cases. You can create any number of scenarios, or I'll say any number of test cases over here. Even we have created one file over here, feature file. You can create any number of files for the different test case and the functionalities. Step 1 is done. We have created that feature file. So in this session, we have seen how to create test cases in the feature file. In next session, I'll show you how we can create a file with the name runqtest.java. That's all we have for this session. Thanks for watching this video. Hello all, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding this video, please ask in the comment section. And also, please like and subscribe for more software testing courses. Also, we are offering a wonderful package of software testing online video courses in $200. Find us on Facebook for more offers and updates. Here is the URL: facebook.com testing word India.